Hello, my dear students. I am your daily teacher, Miss Arlene A. Valenzuela. At narito naman tayo sa teleksyon. Mga ka-teleksyon, ang lesson natin ngayon ay Understand Recycling. In our lesson, you are expected to define recycling and identify the types of recycling. What is recycling? Recycling is the process of transforming items which already served its original purpose, but is still durable into something that can still be used for another purpose. Recycling is one good answer to the worsening problem of garbage disposal. Instead of throwing away the scraps we have at home and totally waste them, we can be more imaginative, creative, and resourceful person by seeing potential in waste materials. There is truth in saying that there is cash in trash. All we need is a little entrepreneurial skill and a lot of concern for environment. There are vast materials locally available in your community which you can recycle into useful and artistic articles for personal and home use. My dear students, do you know that there are two types of recycling? Our first type of recycling is internal recycling. Internal recycling involves the use of materials that are waste products of manufacturing process. A good example of this is the processing of spent grain mash, a waste product of distillation into cattle feeds. Internal recycling is common in the metals industry. For example, the manufacture of copper tubing results in a certain amount of waste in the form of tube ends and trimmings. This material is remelted and recast and manufactured again to make copper tubings and the like. Isa pang halimbawa ng internal recycling ay ang isang manufacturer na gumagawa ng yarn na tuwing malapit na ang Pasko ay gumagawa ng yarn lantern. Yung mga trimmings nun or pinagtabasan ay iniipon, dumadaan sa thread grinding at naima-manufacture upang makagawa ng bagong yarn. Our next type of recycling is external recycling. It is the reclaiming of materials from a product that has been worn out due to constant use. A good example of this type is the conversion of old newspapers and magazines into other paper products. Ang larawang ito ay nagpapakita ng external recycling. Mula sa pagkolekta ng mga bote ng mga inumin, dumadaan ito sa proseso ng manufacturing upang makagawa ng mga panibagong bote na ginagamit ng mga paborito nating inuming pampalamig. Now, let us check your understanding. Meron ba kayong naunawaan sa ating lesson? Fill in the missing words. Recycling is the process of items which already served its original purpose, but is still durable into something that can still be used for... I hope you got the right answers. Next, identify what is described. It involves the use of materials that are waste products of manufacturing process. Is the reclaiming of materials from a product that has been worn out due to constant use. And lastly, identify the type of recycling in the given pictures. Don't forget to PM me your answers for items 1 to 5. Good job, mga kateleksyon! Para sa part 2 ng Understand Recycling, we're going to discuss the advantages of recycling. See you soon! Hello, my dear students. I am your daily teacher, Miss Arlene A. Valenzuela. At narito naman tayo sa Telection! Sa first part ng ating lesson sa Understanding Recycling, pinag-aralan natin ang definition of recycling at ang two types nito. Kung hindi nyo pa masyadong naunawaan ang definition at ang two types of recycling, maaari nyo balikan ang ating video para sa lesson na to. Sa part 2 ng Understanding Recycling, mauunawaan natin ang mga kahalagahan ng recycling o ang advantages of recycling. Ano-ano nga ba ang mga advantages ng recycling? Meron ba kayong idea dito? Before we start with our lesson, let us first have the objectives. After the lesson, you are expected to be familiar with the advantages of recycling. Here are the advantages of recycling. I hope you will watch closely so that you can answer our questions after. Again, these are the advantages of recycling. The first advantage of recycling is decreased pollution and is garbage pollution. Ang recycling ay nakakatulong upang mabawasan ang pagdami ng mga basura sa ating paligid. Ang pangalawang advantage ng recycling ay conserve resources. Sa pamamagitan ng recycling, nababawasan ang pagputol ng mga puno. Dahil ang mga lumang papel o gamit na papel na ang ginagamit na materyales upang iproseso at gumawa ng bagong mga papel. Number 3 on the advantages of recycling is enhance creativity and resourcefulness. Ang mga recyclable materials katulad ng papel at plastics ay maaaring gamitin upang makagawa ng isang magandang proyekto. Potential in making a profitable business. You heard it right. Maaari kang kumita sa pamamagitan ng recycling. The fifth advantage of recycling is make people environmentally aware. Maiiwasan ang trahedya katulad ng pagbaha na dulot ng pagdami ng mga basura kung ang mga tao ay tatangkilikin ang pagre-recycle. Number 6. Promote scientific advancements in recyclable and biodegradable materials. Maraming mga groceries ngayon ang gumagamit ng paper bags at recyclable plastics. Ang pag-manufacture ng recyclable plastic ay isang halimbawa ng scientific advancement in recyclable and biodegradable materials. Number 7. Makes governments and businesses choose programs and apply policies and considerations of preserving and respecting the environment. Isang polisiya na nagtataguyod sa recycling ay ang solid waste management. Dahil sa solid waste management, nagkaroon ng kalaman ng mga tao sa pagre-recycle. Always remember that it is very important that we should know how to manage our wastes. Waste management is the proper disposal and recycling of trash. If you notice, recycling has a great impact to the environment because of its role of converting the old items into new goods. It makes our environment a healthy living earth. Did you understand our lesson? Are you now familiar with the advantages of recycling? To test that, let us have this short quiz. Tell whether the statement is true or false. So now get your paper and pencil and answer these 5 items. Number 1. Recycling prohibits scientific advancements in recyclable and biodegradable materials. Number 2. Recycling increases pollution and eases garbage pollution. Number 3. Recycling makes people environmentally aware. Number 4. Waste management is the proper disposal and recycling of trash. And the last, number 5, the government applies policies in consideration of preserving and respecting the environment. Solid waste management is an example of this. Tama kaya ang sagot nyo sa items numbers 1 to 5? Don't forget to PM me your answers. Good luck! Sa part 2 ng video na to, ng Understanding Recycling, ay ating tinalakay ang advantages of recycling at binigyan ko kayo ng idea kung ano ang waste management. Sa part 3 ng ating video, ay aking ituturo sa inyo ang 2 forms of recycling. So class, see you soon! Hello, my dear students! I am your TLE teacher, Mrs. Arlene A. Valenzuela, at narito na naman tayo sa isang edition ng Telection! Sa part 2 ng ating video sa Understand Recycling, ating tinalakay ang definition of recycling at ang advantages nito. Kung mayroon kayong hindi naintindihan or nakalimutan sa video na to, maaari itong balik-balikan upang inyong mas maunawaan. Para sa part 3 na video ng Understand Recycling, ating tatalakayin ang 2 forms of recycling and the common materials used in recycling. Mayroon ba kayong ideya sa 2 forms of recycling? Pamilyar ba kayo sa mga recyclable materials? Tara na mga kateleksyon! At umpisa na natin ang pagtalakay sa lesson para sa video na to. Atin munang alamin ang mga objectives sa pagtalakay sa ating lesson sa araw na to. At the end of this lesson, you are expected to differentiate the 2 forms of recycling and determine the common materials used in recycling. Which of the two forms of recycling is hazardous to our environment? Which of the two forms should be recycled to save our environment? Ito ang mga mahalagang tanong na dapat nating malaman sa pagtalakay sa lesson na to. Para sa lesson na to, mayroon akong makakasama. Take it away, Julie!
Two forms of recycling. Number 1, biodegradable waste. Waste materials which can be broken down into carbon dioxide, water, methane, or simple organic molecules by microorganisms and other living things by composting aerobic digestion, anaerobic digestion, or similar processes. Examples of biodegradable waste: vegetable and fruit peels, leaves and trunks, leftover food, dead animals, human and animal manure, paper, etc. Number 2, non-biodegradable waste are those which cannot be decomposed or dissolved by natural agents. They remain on Earth for thousands of years without any degradation. Examples of non-biodegradable waste: glass, metal, plastic, textiles, batteries, etc. Non-biodegradable wastes can be managed by practicing the concept of 3 Rs: reduce, reuse, and recycle. Here are the common materials used in recycling. There are a lot of waste materials that can be recycled in cities as well as in many rural areas. The following are the lists of articles that are made from these recyclable materials. Number 1. Paper. It is a substance made from wood or other fibrous materials, usually used in writing, printing, and wrapping. Here are the products that can be made out of recyclable paper: paper woven basket, paper mache articles, paper beads, paper sculpture, boxes for gift wrapping, album covers, and paper bags. Number 2. Plastic. Plastic products include beverage bottles and containers commonly used for liquid goods and body care products. Here are the things that can be made out of plastic containers: planters, plant tags, plastic sculptures, and organizers. Number 3. Glass is one of the easiest materials to recycle because it can be easily crushed and ready to be melted. From glass bottles, we can make decanter, storage item terrariums, cut bottles, bent bottles, and glass tiles. Number 4. Fabric or textile is a flexible material made by creating an interlocking network of yarns or threads, which can be produced by spinning raw fibers into long and twisted lengths. Out of fabric scrap we can make quilting and patchwork projects, rag rugs, dollies, runners of hand stitches, circles of fabrics, stuffed toys, hair accessories, fabric flowers, and collage. With yarn waste, we can produce rugs, tapestries, embroidery, yarn dolls, crochet or knitted articles, and string art. And the last recyclable material is number 6, metal. Example of metal is food or drink cans made from aluminum and steel. Tin cans, which is made of metal, can be used to create canisters, storage bins, planters, baking tins, candle holders, kerosene lamps, metal art, and water catchers.
Goodbye, class! This is your teacher, Mrs. Arlene A. Valenzuela.